I'm just fucking with you. I don't own a ukulele, I don't own a guitar. Although, it'd be some funny shit, wouldn't it? Even though it'd be very unoriginal, because I'd be like the 15th YouTuber that would start their YouTube video that way when talking about this situation. Now, Colleen Ballinger, also known as Miranda Sings, an OG YouTuber, had allegations come out against her for grooming and just overall being very inappropriate with children. And recently, she came out with an apology, which I believe is now deleted. I was not able to find it on YouTube. So she herself has deleted the video, but there was someone on YouTube who did re-upload it. So, to that person, thank you, because now, if I need to, I can use clips from the video to, show you how terrible the apology actually was. The apology was, let's just say, unique but bad, because she decides to whip out a ukulele and sing her apology video like it's some sort of joke to her, and then not take accountability for anything, or even try to, show us proof that she's innocent in some way, because the evidence I've seen doesn't look good for her, and that's all I'll really say about it. But yeah, so even though the video is deleted, someone transcribed the full video, so I got the full entire script right here, because let's be honest, she scripted that whole thing. There's no way she freestyled that whole song. She's not the Eminem of ukulele players. Basically, after just kind of explaining where she's been, she gets into it saying, "Many years ago I used to message my fans, but not in a creepy way like a lot of you are trying to suggest." I don't think it's being suggested. I just think that, again, people are showing a lot of proof out there that that is exactly what you were doing. I mean, I don't know about you, but asking a 14-year-old for their underwear is not something you just talk about with kids. She goes on to state, "It was more kind of a loser way, but I was trying to be besties with everybody." And then she goes on to how to say it was like at the family gathering, how you get the weird aunt that's just always like up in your business.
It's kind of like when you go to like a family gathering, and there's a weird aunt there, keeps coming up to you and going like, "Hey girl, what's the tea?" And you're like, ugh.
But at the same point in time, again, they're not asking sexually explicit stuff like you were to these underage kids. It seems like that gets completely lost with her. Like, she doesn't understand why people are calling her out. All of this has to stem from the grooming that you were doing, because there's evidence out there. And again, I think in every situation, especially like this, she had every right to come out and say her side of the story. And again, maybe even prove that, a lot of this stuff was a lie. I mean, look at, what was it, Quite, that YouTuber who, one of his, at the time, ex-friends came out and said that he raped her and all this kind of stuff, but he came back with text, with receipts, with DMs, videos, audio clips, basically proving that what was being said about him from this person was a lie. And we went from, oh, Quite's a terrible person, to, oh, wait a minute, holy shit. Like, he put out a great apology video explaining a lot of the things that needed to be explained and apologized for, and then said, alright, now if you'll listen, here's why I'm innocent, and here's the proof. Colleen just kind of, goes off multiple times on the people who are so-called trying to, I guess, end her career because they hate her.
In all seriousness, I do think it's really important to hold people accountable for their mistakes. We should hope that everyone can learn from their mistakes and grow and change their behavior and be a better person. And this is something that I've always tried to do when I make mistakes, and it's something that I will continue to try to do. What? Oh, you don't care? Oh, okay. I thought you wanted me to take accountability, but that's not the point of your mob mentality, is it? No. Your goal is to ruin the life of the person you despise while you dramatize your lies and monetize their demise.
She doesn't, show any sort of facts about anything of like, oh, here's these texts or whatever. She seems to gloss over everything. Like, she doesn't even get to the point of any of the allegations against her. She does kind of say, did I make inappropriate jokes back then? Yes. Did I make some mistakes back then? Yes. But the thing is, Colleen, with this is not a mistake. You don't even contact an underage child and talk about this stuff by accident. It's like the whole To Catch a Predator. Every time Chris Hansen catches a predator, their main excuse as to why they're there is because it's like, oh, I was just worried for the child and all this kind of stuff, you know, I want to be their mentor, when we know damn well from the transcripts and the evidence out there that that wasn't your intentions in the first place. And then she also tries to pass this off as, you know, the whole Miranda Sings character is PG-13, so it's not necessarily for kids. Nobody was saying it was for kids, but when you look at it, majority of your audience are children, or at least the Miranda Sing audience is children, and it just, like, I don't understand how you can say, plus PG-13, I know there's some channels and whatever, they're like, we keep it PG-13, but PG-13 can really go and push the boundaries of just being outside of too adult for young children in this case. PG-13 isn't always family friendly. Like, she thinks she's living in the Marvel universe where there's no F-bombs. Actually, there was one F-bomb in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Open the fucking door!
But you get the gist of what I'm saying. She's saying that, oh, well, you know, it's a lot of these kid audience. But no one said that Miranda Sings' character was for kids. When, again, when your demographic is children, that's kind of who you need to market it to. And I guess you thought, you know, having a kid who's like 12 years old touch you in your pants near your area was an appropriate thing to do during a show while there were parents there, might I add. It doesn't get any better for her from here. Plus, her ex-husband, who I know has been accused of doing some, you know, not necessarily as bad as her kind of stuff. He's kind of come out and talked about this and said, you know, this is basically what I would get from the time that we were married if I tried to, you know, call her out on this type of stuff. And he's owned up to his faults and has changed as a person, so that's something I can respect there. He admitted that what he did, you know, even though it was more Colleen egging him on, was definitely wrong in situations, and he apologized for it. He apologized directly to the people that, you know, were calling him out, and basically told them, is like, look, this is my apology to you. I'm not sitting here and saying you have to like me because I apologize. This is just me telling you I'm aware, and I want you to know that, and I sincerely and deeply apologize. He took the apology route and did it correctly. Colleen decided to make a video where she pulls out a ukulele within the first 5 seconds, and then for 10 minutes gives us this rehearsed, oh, you guys you're fucking dumb, you know, you're just trying to cancel me because that's the whole point of your little agenda there, when it's like, no, you have a reason to be canceled when you're doing stuff like this, and there's mountable evidence against you that would definitely point to, oh yeah, you're guilty, and you gave us no reason to think otherwise after that apology. It's just like, I feel like people who get themselves in this situation, when they get caught, they want to find any way possible to make themselves the victim.
Hey everybody, I found someone new to harass. She did some things that I do not like in her past. So everybody gather round, cause we're about to attack. But not based on facts, oh no. Your loaded lethal weapon is your fingers on the keys. You don't need any armor when you can hide behind a screen. So shoot me down quick with a click and bam. My reputation's deceased.
Nope.
She thought if she can pull out her ukulele and make this little song, we'd be like, you know what? Maybe we were wrong, but in the end, it was just so she can get away with basically, you know, insulting the people that are calling her out and trying to get her much younger audience to sway and be like, you know, I don't believe that Colleen did this, even though, again, heavy evidence that she did, and you can still believe what you want to believe, but I'm just saying, when there's this much evidence, when you have done nothing to basically turn the tides and be like, wait, no, this is Photoshop, this isn't true, this is what I said, here's this, here's that, then people are just gonna, you know, look at that evidence and be like, yep, that's it. Because this isn't just like someone saying and not providing their evidence. This is multiple people saying, providing their evidence. There's DMs, there's video. It's just, things are everywhere right now, and it's not looking good for her. And like I said, I think she took down that apology because, one, I turned the dislikes back on my YouTube for the computer, so the dislikes were very much outweighing the likes on that video, and it seemed like the comments were being monitored because she had so many views, but every time like the views would go up a couple thousand, the comments would go down by a couple thousand, and that became a little suspicious. Like, okay, wait a minute, how did you go from 15,000 comments to like 11,000 comments within a span of 10 minutes? There's no way. She had to have words that she was ready to ban because she was too afraid to keep getting called out, and maybe even get called out by the people who were going to give her the benefit of the doubt before seeing that video. So if you ever find yourself in a situation, not necessarily like Colleen's, but in a situation where, you know, you're in the wrong, and you also know that some of the stuff that's being said might not be true, provide the evidence, own up to what you did, and show that you're a changed person. That is the correct way about going about this. Don't pull out a musical instrument and sing some scripted fucking song that you prepared and sang for 10.5 minutes. Because there's this one thing she does toward the end of the video where she's like, alright, I'm done the apology. She goes to turn the camera off, and then she's like, wait a minute, I got something else to say.
Actually, you know...
Like, no, you didn't just think of that right now. That was rehearsed. Stop bullshitting us. And then to finish off the video like she does, she's like, you know, fuck me, right?
What do I know? Fuck me, right?
It was just like, man, you are so pretentious, and I can't believe you put this out and said, that'll do it. That'll sway everybody's opinion my way. Like, I don't get it. I really don't. And this, to me, as of right now, is definitely the worst apology video on YouTube, hands down. And there was that girl that did the interpretive dance as an apology before, but I guess with apologies, most people don't understand how to do them correctly. They try to either be unique, or, you know, they'll talk about some things and play the victim card, and it's just like, just own up. If you want to show us that you're an adult and that you've changed, own up to your mistakes and move on from it. You know, there's a difference between cancel culture coming to get you and people starting to understand that these facts are real and that you need to get in trouble for it. And that's one of these situations. This isn't just cancel culture going, oh, you did this 10 years ago. This is stuff recently that you've been doing on your Miranda Sings tour that date back about 5 years, maybe at the latest that we're talking about here. And the fact that more people have come out with proof, it's just, you're in the shitter. You are in the shitter. It's like the Bill Cosby thing. When it was two women, you're kind of like, let's see how this plays out. But once it got to 20 and 30 victims, you're kind of like, okay, there is no way at this point that Bill Cosby didn't do this, because that is way too many women for at least a majority of these cases to not be true, if you get the gist of what I'm saying here. And this is the kind of situation that Colleen's in, where at this point, there's just too much mounted against you to zero evidence proving that you're innocent, that I don't think you can crawl out of this anymore. There really is nothing. You can't even come back and make a regular apology video after that shit show, because nobody's still going to take you seriously. Everybody's still going to think you're bullshitting. That's it. I ranted on about this a little too much. I was originally going to read that whole transcript, but I'm like, you know, people have heard the song. It's turned into a meme now. You can, you know, dance to it on TikTok if you want to.
The toxic gossip train, dragging down the tracks of misinformation.
So I just wanted to give my 2 cents on the situation and just YouTuber apologies in general and what they do wrong most of the time, because it just seems like they never get the point as to why they're being called out. They see these videos being made about them, and it seems like they never watch them, or they only listen to the parts that speak like absolutely negatively about them, and never to the facts or the evidence that are shown within the video that they're getting called out for. And it makes them look even worse than before. But this is why, you know, when I look back at my childhood and a lot of the YouTubers that I enjoyed, one of them being like, we'll say Shane Dawson, for example, I can't enjoy him much anymore. I can't even go back and watch his old shit because, one, it hasn't aged well, and two, knowing the shit that I know about him now, it's like, why would I want to continue supporting that? I just don't want to. That's where I'll leave this. You can tell me in the comments below, what do you think? But until then, stay safe out there, and I will catch you all in the next one.